It's been a few years since I made my first videos talking about classic masculinity, and the idea seems to have really caught on and resonated with many men, which I think is a fantastic thing. And it's a great antidote to many of the more flawed versions of masculinity that we see today. But I think it's important to remember that this is not simply about an aesthetic or cosplaying as James Bond. Instead, it's a whole way of life, it's a philosophy, and it goes into every action that you take. So today, we're going to break it down into some small and simple, but incredibly important and powerful habits that you can begin right away. Hello, my name is James, and I am on a mission to create a generation of gentlemen. The first habit of a classically masculine man is to dress sharp but simple. Dressing well is not just about the message you send to the world, it's actually equally about the message you send to yourself. Think of a police officer putting on his uniform, or a lawyer knotting his tie before attending court. He is mentally preparing himself, and you ought to prepare yourself for the battles that we all face every day. Now, the classically masculine man was not a peacock. His style was simple. He didn't need bright pocket squares, boutonnieres, loud colors. Often he would wear just a white shirt, a simple jacket or navy suit with a tie and maybe a white pocket square, but nothing more. That's because the classically masculine man does not want fuss. He does not want unnecessary excess. He wants the sharpest tools to get the job done. And when it came to his accessories, he kept it incredibly simple, normally wearing just one trusty timepiece. Maybe that was Sean Connery's Submariner as James Bond, or Cary Grant's Tank Cartier, which he wore in pretty much every movie. The classically masculine man does not need a huge collection. He simply needs one timepiece that he truly loves. The second habit is to practice clean grooming. You look at men from the golden age of Hollywood, they were all incredibly clean cut. The hair was neat and combed. Very rarely did we see any kind of facial hair, and even details like their fingernails were attended to. They were trimmed and maintained. The classically masculine man enjoys routines, he enjoys systems, and he follows grooming routines that produce the sharpest, cleanest version of himself. Again, these aren't just about your outward appearance, they are about the character that is shaped every time you refine yourself. If there's one brand that I believe is perfectly suited to this archetype of man, it would be Caswell Massey, whom I have the privilege of being partnered with. Now, Caswell Massey has been around since 1752, so you know their soaps, shave creams, and fragrances have truly stood the test of time. Their products are available in a variety of gentlemanly scents, including Jockey Club, which was enjoyed by JFK, and Number 6, which was created for George Washington. They also recently released this fragrance discovery set, which allows you to try those presidential favorites, along with 2 new EDPs. Gentleman's Collective has paired with Caswell Massey to get you 10% off. Just use the link below and the code GENTLEMANS10. And for those in our private members club, you can check out our online portal where you will be able to access an even further discount. Gentlemen, I wholeheartedly know that you will love this brand if you give their products a try, so don't forget to check out that link down below. Now, we've spoken about refined grooming and dress, but the classically masculine man also refines himself with his speech and manners. A lot of men today have a very take it or leave it attitude when it comes to their etiquette or their communication style, but the classically masculine man more saw himself as a kind of sculpture that he was always chiseling and improving, whether that meant being a more eloquent speaker, developing a more refined way of speaking, expanding his vocabulary, improving his diction so that he could be understood, or expanding his knowledge of table manners, of conversation skills, even body language that was incredibly studied and important to the classically masculine man. Now, many of these men existed at a time when etiquette, the way you spoke and the way you carried yourself, was judged, for lack of a better word, by people in upper class positions of power. And today that is less so, but I think that makes it all the more of an interesting opportunity for the man that does take an interest in these things to stand out from the crowd and leave a lasting impression. A really interesting balance, or contradiction I suppose you could say, of the classically masculine man is how he balances his strength with his elegance. Now, the classically masculine man is certainly very manly. He may be very physically strong, he may have quite an imposing presence, he may enjoy some typically very masculine hobbies such as boxing or weightlifting. Yet he's also refined. He reads poetry, he may be an artist, he takes care of his appearance and he grooms himself. It's this yin and yang that I think has been so forgotten by many men today, yet it remains incredibly appreciated, especially by women. So I think you have to remember that embracing your more dangerous side or your more capable side doesn't make you a brute. At the same time, refining yourself, grooming yourself, being artistic and cultured does not make you feminine in any way. Now, speaking of culture, the classically masculine man cultivates a classic taste. He develops an appreciation for the greats. Now, as a gentleman, you can listen to whatever kind of music you like. You should watch whatever type of films you enjoy, even if that's Shawshank Redemption or Finding Nemo. But at the same time, don't be afraid to educate yourself on the classics in cinema, in music, in literature. When you're going to a new city, find the best art galleries, visit them, allow yourself to learn and be inspired. Dig into the greats of jazz, of classical music, attend concerts, seek out the best clubs where live music is performed, and read not just self-help non-fiction, but read the classics, read literature from the 20th century, the 19th century, 18th century, and earlier. Also, don't be afraid to walk into Barnes & Noble and pick up the latest bestseller. I think it's in the interests of the classically masculine man to keep an open mind, because you never know from where inspiration will come. An absolute fundamental of classically masculine behavior is to treat women with respect. A classically masculine man understands that there are many differences between men and women, but that we are equally important and that we need each other for both a happy, healthy life and a functioning society. Practice chivalry everywhere you go. Open doors for women. Always pay the bill on a date. Surprise her with flowers. Don't be afraid to embrace your romantic side. It's certainly what Cary Grant would have done. It's certainly what Gregory Peck would have done. And my final tip about living the classically masculine life is to enjoy yourself. While there is great benefits to delayed gratification and discipline, I fear that some men today are taking this too far. The classically masculine man was not afraid to live in the moment. He would say yes to that cocktail. He would take the girl on the surprise trip. He would stay out late drinking bourbon with his friends. Remember that it is these shared moments, these social moments with other people, that make life worth living. So if you're watching this type of video, you're probably already a rather disciplined person already. I still struggle sometimes with feeling guilty about enjoying myself and living in the moment. So I urge you to not feel the same level of guilt. Now, it's totally up to you to find a version of fun that works for you. But remember to embrace your light-hearted side from time to time. It certainly doesn't make you less masculine. I think it shows a great deal of security in your masculinity if you can let loose once in a while. Gentlemen, I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you really resonate with the ideas that we speak about on this channel and you're looking to find your rat pack, you're looking to find your like-minded group of gents, you will find them inside our members club, and you'll find some information in one of the links in the description. But at that very top link, please do check out Caswell Massey because I know you will love their soaps, their shave creams, their fragrances, and everything else they have. Make sure you use that discount, Gentleman's 10. I'll see you in the next video.